someone said, "What's the best advice you can give someone who wants to act?" And it's this or one of these. It's if there's anything else you like, do that.
Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in to the Chat and Meaty podcast, a podcast about catching up, having good, honest conversations, and be able to grow and learn from one another. Now it's time to welcome Malcom. I am so excited to have you on here about to talk about the awesome things that you're doing in Albuquerque in acting. Thank you for joining me. How are you?
I am fantastic. Thank you for having me. Yeah, it's good to finally be able to do this. We like we said before, it took us a while to match up our schedules, but we're here now. So
Yes, we made it. We made it work, which is so awesome.
yes,
And just let's get straight to it. Just a little background about us. Malcom and I actually met when we did a commercial shoot in Las Cruces about, I would say, like 5 months back now,
I
because
think
it was
so.
around summer, and we
Uh-huh.
did a census commercial for New Mexico. And I was nervous because I don't know if you know Malcom, but it was my actual like first paid commercial gig that I got, and I was so excited about it. And I was nervous because, like, like when you're on production sets, like you don't know how people are gonna be, or like
Right.
but the vibe on there was so good. Like everybody got along. It was fun. I met you. I met everyone else, and it was fun. It was fun. And Malcom played my husband. I was his wife. We had
That's
a
was
little girl.
my this was my
That's so
this was
true.
my commercial TV wife, and it
Yeah,
was
yeah,
very
yeah.
fun. And I think you did tell me that that was like your first paid gig, and you're
Yeah.
right. The set was a very chill, calm, relaxed set, and it was very fun. The house was amazing.
Huge. What tripped
That
me out
orange
was,
couch,
yes, that's
that
what I was
orange,
about to say. The big orange couch tripped me out, but because that's my favorite color, so I'm like,
oh,
I like
nice.
it. It's different.
I felt like it was like back in the late '60s, early '70s or something. It was like
Yeah.
a hippie-esque type of couch.
Yeah. And then I remember us saying the windows, like the windows were tall. We're like, well, they were like pretty high. We're like, wow, they keep them really clean. I don't
Yeah,
know.
they keep it immaculate. Just like they have either someone that pay to jump up there, or they have really good Swiffer wipers. I don't
Yeah,
know.
I
But
know, right?
I was
I'm
like,
like,
all right, I see you guys.
I
You
know.
know, my window is not high, and
Mine either. And it's not
I
that
don't mind
clean
them at
either.
all.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Mine's
It's
a little
so
dusty.
funny.
Yeah, they're a little dusty.
Mine too. Don't worry
Yeah.
about it. So, during all the craziness, with COVID and the pandemic, how did you feel about shooting that day? Did you have concerns? And also, not to forget, you drove 4 hours from Albuquerque to Las Cruces to do this commercial.
Yeah, it's about like 3 hours because it's 4 hours to El
Oh,
Paso. Yeah, 3 hours to
uh-huh.
Cruces. Um, I think I was a little worried
Yeah.
because I mean it was like COVID had kind of just. I mean, it's been a few months into the whole COVID pandemic and everything like that, and so I was wondering how they're going to handle everything on set and how they're going to keep everyone safe and keep it sanitary and yada yada. Because going from a regular set to now a COVID set is quite different. But it was still fun. It was cool. I rode in with my girlfriend, and she spent the day in Cruces. It was still fun. It was a little nerve wracking, but how did you feel? Like, were you nervous?
Yes and no. Like you, like I didn't know what to expect at all. I was like, are we gonna be wearing our masks while we're acting? Like I don't know. But
Yeah.
I was ready to get out of the house. I was ready to like act, and I was excited. So I'm like, I'll risk it. Like
Right?
the love for film. Why
The
not?
love for film was surpass the fear of COVID-19.
Yeah, yeah.
Screw you, COVID.
And I'm so happy like we did it because we all met each other. So I'm like, cool. I have more friends. So it's pretty cool. What
Yeah,
was your
exactly.
What was your experience moving to Albuquerque then? Well, what was your experience moving to Albuquerque during the pandemic? Because I remember you telling me in that shoot that you just moved to Albuquerque.
So, so the move to Albuquerque was something special.
Yeah.
So we moved there. We moved here literally weeks before, not even a full 2 weeks before COVID hit. Again, no one saw it coming, It was like March 3rd when we officially moved here, and I'll do a really, really small recap of our interesting move. Like we moved from El Paso to Albuquerque, and we checked out the apartment that we wanted to live in, and it seemed fine at the moment. And the area was okay. The apartment, our apartment, our specific unit was supposed to be an upgraded unit, so the rent was going to be a little bit higher, and it's going to be all newly renovated, which it was. So we got in there like the week before, and they weren't done yet. We're like, oh, that's okay. We're going to go back to El Paso for a week, and we moved back. We came back a week later. Literally, they did nothing that whole week. When we
Yeah.
came into our apartment, um, if I can remember correctly, like there was the shower hadn't been done yet. Like we couldn't take a shower because there was no shower head. We had paint splattered everywhere on like the out on the porch. It still
Mm.
smelled like fresh paint inside, which is how we knew they hadn't come in since we left that day. The stove wasn't on. Like it was messed up. It was a terrible
That's
move
so
initially.
frustrating.
It
Yeah.
was. It was a long process.
What was your mindset, Malcolm? Like during that time, were you thinking like negative, positive, or like how was your mindset during that
I,
time?
I would probably say both. It would differ on the moment. It would
Yeah.
depend on the moment. Basically, of course, it was a little bit negative because I was like, yo, I just booked all these cool projects. Boom, and it shut down. So there's nothing there. And I was new there. So it wasn't, I had zero connections. So it was like, oh, well, because I know some people were still working during the pandemic and whatnot, but I wasn't because I was brand new. Both my girlfriend and I was like, oh, okay. So we didn't know any Facebook groups. We didn't know any Instagram groups or
Yeah.
anything. We didn't know a soul here. Like we were just kind of here. So we just kind of sat around. And thankfully Animal Crossing came in and we just played a lot of Animal Crossing, but it got better. And I started to book a few things here and there. Uh, but it was kind of a bummer because we were just kind of like, dang, we literally shipped our entire lives over here to finally 100% pursue our careers instead of just doing it half time or part time.
Yeah.
And then COVID hit. So it was definitely more bitter than sweet. The only
Yeah.
sweet part was like, for me, I just came off a very exhausting job as a physical trainer. And so I was like, I'm going to sleep
I'm gonna
and not
rest.
work out. I didn't work out for like a good solid month.
Yeah.
I was just like, just sleeping. Because I was getting up at 4 a.m. every day back in El Paso.
Hmm.
And I go to bed till almost like 10 or 11.
Oh
And so, yeah,
man.
it's just like, not working, guess I'll sleep. So there were some good parts, and it was cool bonding time with my girlfriend and I and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
that was it. It was like bittersweet.
It like you kind of felt like you were held back in a way. When you were about to move forward, you were held back 10 times. Oh,
Oh,
that's horrible.
huge. Like just held back so far. Just like, wow. So all the networking and the shoulder rubs that could have happened didn't.
Yeah. Yeah. So the commercial in the Sentence commercial in Las Cruces, was that your first gig like since a while? Since moving to Albuquerque?
No, it wasn't. I think it was like I want to say second or third.
Yeah.
I got a little lucky um, in like April-ish because I booked a short film called Pandemic Response, or yeah, Pandemic Response that was shot for obviously the pandemic.
Yeah.
And then I can't remember if it was before or after. I did a PSA. I think it was before a PSA about wearing your mask. So I had some work, but it was all related to COVID.
Yeah. That's all the work we could get, huh? That's so
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah, exactly. So that, I would say I'm almost certain though the commercial that you and I did
Mhm.
was the first project I did that had nothing to do with COVID. It's
Oh
like
yeah, it had nothing to do with COVID. Yeah, you're so
yeah,
right. We didn't
which
have
is
to wear
crazy.
masks. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, don't worry, the set was safe, people. By the
It
way,
was safe. It
so
was safe. The
we're all
production
good.
crew was wearing masks. Like, yeah, it was pretty
Yeah,
safe.
we
We
did it
felt
while we
safe.
were filming, but
Yeah.
it was good. I promise, we're safe.
Yes.
But
I
you camera,
swear. I
we
swear.
were safe.
Yeah, we were safe. And I
That's
remember
it.
you. Yeah, yeah. And I remember you saying when we were working on that commercial that you were working on a film, but it had to like a big film that had to stall. Was that the one you're just talking about right now?
It
Yeah.
was, yeah. It
Okay.
was it was
Hey,
that one.
can you talk about it more, or is it to be continued? Have you picked up on it, or?
I can talk about it. I was no longer part of it for other reasons, so I had to drop it for unfortunate reasons. But
Oh,
the
okay.
film just wrapped. It was The Harder They Fall. It was a really cool thing. It was The Harder They Fall with a primarily black cast,
Yeah.
which is super cool. It was a western with black people, which is cool.
Yeah.
And I was initially doing stunts and stuff on that film, but some things got mixed up. So unfortunately, I had to drop the movie for
Okay.
health reasons and yada yada yada. So not health reasons, safety reasons. Um, but I don't want to go into that just because I want to. The film's gonna be amazing, but
Yeah.
things just happen.
Yes, and that's one thing I think we should all remember as like trying to make it in acting or in film, that you don't
Mhm.
have to do something in order to make it. If that makes sense, like if you don't feel safe, it's okay to back out of it and something else will come along.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
it's important to realize that though the opportunity might be big and awesome, and the networking possibilities might be awesome, if you're not feeling right about it or whatnot, don't do it. Go with your gut and excuse my eyes, itchy.
No, it's
Woo.
okay. Allergies.
Right? I was like, dust in the air. Hello.
Go ahead.
If you don't feel, yeah, I was gonna say, like if you don't feel safe or something's wrong, and again, nothing against that production. They're all amazing people, and I made friends from that film set, and I can't wait to see the movie. Like I can't wait. It was just
That's
more like a
awesome.
personal thing. I was like, you know what, it's not right for me. And don't get me wrong, it was bittersweet for sure. It was a big movie.
Yeah, yeah. And I remember you
I
talking about it. You were excited about it too, but hey,
was. I
things
was very
happen.
excited. Yeah,
Yeah.
things
And
happen, so do what feels right. That's it. Just
yes.
feel good.
Good for you, Malcolm, because that's so important to learn. What, just like a quick example, I was talking to one of my friends who's trying to make it as an actress too. And I guess
Mhm.
this guy kind of got in her head saying, well, if you're not going to act for me in this film, then you're never going to make it because I know everybody in the. It was a little negative. And then I told her the same thing. I was like, dude, you could always find any production anywhere. It's a big network. Like it's networking all the time, you know? So,
Yeah, and if she's a good person and she's easy to work with, she will find work. If
yeah.
she's talented and she does her work and she's truly about the craft of acting,
And she
she will
is.
get work. And
Yeah.
to that person who told her you'll never, I'm like, I'm sorry, are you like Steven Spielberg? Are
Yeah,
you
exactly.
who in the blue hell are you to say that
Yeah.
we'll never work again? Man.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I know everybody. Yeah. No. And I told her, I had to reassure her. I'm like, I'm not even like that experienced in acting that much like you are, Malcolm, but I mean it's just all about like that mindset. Like you gotta say no sometimes. And that's okay too, you know?
Yeah, you gotta
Yeah.
know. You have to know when to say no.
Yeah. Yeah,
'Cause they'll
exactly.
take advantage of you. They will. They'll be like,
Yes. Big
"Well,
time.
we're gonna pay you well if you just do this," or maybe not pay you well, but they want to ask so much of you and be like, "Here's $100," and you're like, I mean, if you're just starting, maybe, but
Mm-hmm.
also, no matter what point you are in your career, your safety, your sanity should be taken first.
I
So,
agree.
what happens
Yes.
if you do like a movie that isn't going to pay you well? They want you to jump off of something, and then you
Get
break
hurt.
your face, break your
Mm-hmm.
back, break your neck. And
Not
then your
worth
career
it.
done before it even starts. It's just not. So be smart, and I mean, be open, but be smart.
Yes, I love that, Malcolm.
Yeah.
And when and how did you get into acting? And was it something you knew you always wanted to do?
So that's a so I'll answer the first part. So when and how, I
Yeah.
guess. When technically I would say was the summer before my senior year
Uh-huh.
of high school.
Okay.
It was because I my whole life or my since fifth grade I was playing the cello and I've been in orchestra and stuff like that. And my orchestra teacher at the time asked me, "Hey Malcolm, do you want to be in a summer musical?" I was like, "All right, whatever." So and to me because I was so ignorant to the industry, I thought a musical was just bunch of band geeks and orchestra geeks
Yeah.
playing music all summer long. I was like, all right, cool.
Yeah.
So when I went there, the first week, it was exactly what I thought. It was a bunch of band people and orchestra people playing music, except it was slightly different because there was like words on the music on our sheet music, which is never there. I was like, why are there
Yeah.
random words? And then
Yeah.
we finally got to meet the cast, and they were singing over, and I was like, wait, what? What? Why are these kids singing and dancing? And what's funny is that most people would say, that's when I fell in love with acting. It happened. I saw it. Not me. I was like,
Yeah.
this is stupid. I'm like, why are they thinking? Why do the guys have makeup on? This is the dumbest. I'm like, I'm like,
Yeah.
this is whack. Whack. I'm like, okay. And it took a few weeks for me to be like, oh, they're kind of cool. Okay. And so that kind of got me into it. And then so the following summer, there was a whole year in between that. The following summer, I decided to audition for the summer musical, and I bombed it entirely. But I still got cast as like chorus. So I was just
Okay.
dancing, no lines, singing nothing. I was just a chorus and a dance captain.
Oh,
Because
okay.
I used to be able to dance. I
Yeah.
was limber then. Now I'm like,
Yeah.
so it was
It hurts.
um, there. I was in. It was the summer musical, and that was it. Like I sang a song,
Mhm.
butchered it. It was terrible. Uh, got a lesson since then, but yeah. And then I guess that's how and when. Yeah, that was how and when.
Love that.
And
You didn't give up, which is awesome.
yeah, I didn't give up, so
Yeah.
I decided to do it. And what was the second part of the question? I guess the first part.
Was it something you knew you always wanted to do?
No, it wasn't. I had different wants growing up. One of it was to be a professional wrestler, and
Ah,
then yeah, I've always wanted to be an entertainer of
yeah.
some sort. I
Yeah.
was like pro wrestler all day long, and then I didn't grow, and I was like, nah, I'm done. I'm small. I mean, there's small wrestlers like my size, but I'm like,
Yeah.
you know what, dude, I'm good.
Yeah.
Gonna act. So I found that out in summer. So it wasn't always, but once I found it, I was like, oh, this is what's been missing from my life. Holy crap. So
Yeah.
yeah.
And you do stunts, right? That I know. So that's kind of like your wrestling in a
Yeah, yeah,
way.
yeah. So I do stunts. I do stunts. Okay. I do stunts.
Yeah.
I'm not the most proficient, and to all the stunt people out there who might eventually see this,
Mhm.
I have no certifications whatsoever.
Yeah.
But I respect the industry so much when it comes to the stunt performers. Like they're amazing people, and they should get Oscars. Just saying.
They
But I
should.
yeah, I do
It's
my own
tough.
stuff. So like I'll take my own falls and stuff, and I'm willing to learn more and more and more. So
Yeah.
yeah, I'm an actor who does his own stunts.
Man, they're gonna love you, Malcolm, because an actor who does their own stuff, hey, and a little more
Yeah,
money
right.
too.
Yeah,
It's worth it.
a little bit more scratch, please. A little more electrics. Be
Yeah.
great.
Doing what you love, which is awesome. So,
Yes.
an experience on set. Being on set can always be fun. So, for the movies you have shot in New Mexico, how has your experience been like?
Honestly, really good. New Mexico people are on top of their stuff and so inviting. I did like a short movie musical a while ago,
Mhm.
written by Jordan. She's super cool. Jordan. Oh, she's gonna beat me up. I forgot her last name.
It's
Um,
okay.
Jordan Aquino. Ha ha
Okay.
ha. Jordan
Okay.
Aquino. Look her up. She's super sweet, super cool. But I did some other projects. But every project I've been a part of,
Mhm.
I think because it is a filming town and a filming state
Yeah.
that everybody knows what to do. And I was just in awe. I was like, yo, this is awesome. I was excited to be on set. And some of these people have been on huge TV shows and projects. Like they have real credits under their name and they've made some decent amount of money and decent living.
Yeah.
And they were just like, hey Malcolm, how's it going? Blah blah blah, blah blah blah. And I'm like, I'm new, but they're so sweet and so kind, so caring. So if anyone's thinking about coming to Albuquerque or even Santa Fe
Mhm.
for film,
Mhm.
2 words: do it.
Yeah, I love that. And a lot of people don't believe it. Like I told my friend last time, I was like, yeah, I still want to do film. When I tell them I want to do film and I want to act, like they don't get it. You know what I mean? They just don't get it. So
Yeah,
they're like, I could go to Albuquerque. It's close. Albuquerque? What are you gonna do? I'm like, the film industry is booming over there. Like it's booming. No one believes it. It's so crazy.
it is.
Yeah.
People don't really, and it's been here for a while, but what's crazy now because of COVID, it's a blessing in disguise. I don't want to say that because it's so many people have suffered from it,
Yeah.
but it has helped New Mexico in their filming. The reason why is because we are such a spread out state, and our population is so small. There's only
Mhm.
about 2 million people in the entire state of New Mexico versus LA, where it's like 25, 30, I don't know how much,
Yeah.
and Atlanta and New York also up into the tens of millions, and we have two. That and then our
Yeah.
governor here is like really cracking down on it. So it's been helping our case. So people are bringing even bigger roles to New
To
Mexico.
Albuquerque, like Albuquerque
So
or Santa Fe, right? Yeah.
both
Oh
Albuquerque,
wow.
because they shoot all over New Mexico, but
Yeah.
so people are getting what used to be just one-liners, which is still fun, which is still excellent. So no one should like shove their nose and be like, "Ew, no, I'm not gonna do this one line." Freaking do it.
Yeah.
You know,
Hell yeah.
getting paid to do it.
Yeah.
But people are getting like 6, 7, 8, 9 episodes, full-on episodes that they're doing, and that's huge.
Yeah,
That
that
didn't
is
always
huge.
happen back in the day. So now it's a possibility where you can go into the room and book almost like a reoccurring guest star role instead of just a day player. Which
Yeah. That's the
so
dream.
yeah.
Yeah. And Albuquerque is the new LA, I feel. A lot of people are seeing that now.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Even, I mean, I know New York City is known for acting as well. I'm, of course, Broadway, but I feel like if you go to Albuquerque, you'll probably get something more there than the bigger cities, I feel.
Yeah, it all depends. I mean, you could go to any one of these cities and make it and or not make it.
Yeah.
I think the biggest mistake that people do when they come to Albuquerque is, and I've heard it from different people, whether it be agents that live here and stuff,
Hmm.
is that people are like, I'm gonna come to Albuquerque for a little while and pick up some work and then go back to later New York. They just want to use Albuquerque or Santa Fe
Hmm.
or just New Mexico in general. And the thing is, the agents that are here and the cast members that are here, they notice that. And
Yeah.
so they can tell if you're just here just to, in a sense, use New Mexico instead of just living here and being a living, working, breathing part of this atmosphere, if you will.
Hmm.
So just being like, yo, I'm just going to get a couple of TV credits and bounce. But people are legitimately making their careers here, and like choosing not to live in LA. Like, I
Yeah.
don't want to live in LA. I lived in LA before, but now I'm just like, nah, I love it here. And so a lot of people think that Mexico was just like, it's just background or small roles, but not even if it was before. Like, we're actors here are highly trained and highly dedicated to the craft, and they're not just BSing here. They're not just like, oh, yeah, I'm an actor. Like,
Yeah.
no, they're doing classes upon classes, going to school, studying,
Growing.
so growing.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely, and they're in big projects.
That's
So
one thing. When we were on the commercial set, we were talking because we had to take a break. The crew had to like set up. But
yeah,
one thing that really like you opened my eyes when we were all talking at the table was, I guess you knew. Well, I'm not gonna say it, but like you knew someone acting, whatever. But you just mentioned that it just even if you're the greatest actor in the world, keep growing, keep going to
yeah,
acting lessons, keep growing.
yeah,
And it's so true. Don't stop practicing your craft. Keep
yeah.
growing. Ah,
If
it's so important.
yeah, if you love what you do, be it acting or singing or teaching, why would you stop learning? It's like
Yeah.
you don't book something. I'll just take a bit acting wise. You don't book something and be like, huh, I'm the greatest actor alive. I don't need to take lessons. There's
Hmm.
literally A-listers who still have acting coaches. Like I've been
Hmm.
on big sets where as an extra, because I was just trying to get the know around here. Um, but there's literally an on-set acting coach
Wow.
for these A-list actors who are making 10, 15, $20 million a film, and they're literally there being like, all right, cool, so that's blah, 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 blah. And to the actors, like, okay, what
Wow.
else can I do? They're like,
Yeah.
boom. So if someone who's making millions of dollars per picture can still take acting lessons, there's no reason why you can't. No,
Exactly.
no reason.
Yes. Even famous singers still take voice lessons to produce their voice or make it better. Even teachers keep growing. They take classes too. Yeah.
Classes, lessons, absolutely. Yeah.
Keep
Everyone should
growing.
keep learning. Yeah. Oh,
Yes.
because you get stale, boring, then they can't use you.
Yes, exactly. So, while living in Albuquerque shooting films, how has the competition been like when auditioning?
So I'll be honest, I don't know just yet because
Mhm,
again, I'm still so new here
mhm.
and I'm not getting in the doors as much as I want to just yet. So I'm gonna say probably fierce. um, and personally, I'll be honest. I think I need updated headshots and stuff like that. I like my current headshots are dope.
Mhm.
I do like them, but I think I personally look tired in them, and I'm like
Oh,
doing something weird, trying to do something cool, and they're like, yeah, and I'm like, no, I need to change it up. But anyway, um, I know a few friends who are booking like crazy, and I was shooting a project with some friends of mine, and him and I went in for the same role along with somebody else,
yeah.
and someone else got cast. Like I didn't get cast, he didn't get cast, but they're looking for African American men between the ages of like 25 to like 35, and we both fit,
Yeah.
and we're stark different. Like we're both darker African Americans, but he's like 6'2", um, well built, and I'm 5'5.5", 5'6", and I'm not like I mean I'm well built too, but I'm and he has short cropped hair, and I
Mhm.
have locks, so it depends. So I'm gonna say it's kind of fierce here. Maybe not the same as New Mexico and LA,
Yeah.
but like don't come with the BS. Be prepared.
Yeah. Be prepared. Well, you kind of have to have an agent, right? Or a manager, or be part of an agency when you go down there, or you could still book roles.
Oh, you can still book roles, and that's anywhere really. But if
Okay.
you want, it definitely helps to get in the door of the bigger projects like TV shows and movies and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And again, you can still get it. Like when it came to The Heart of the Fall, I got in there without an agent. I had an agent, but she was in LA,
Hmm.
and I booked this by myself. Um, but like for instance, I had an audition for a series, and that came from an agent. Like it's very hard to get in. You can get into a movie here, like as an extra or something, but like they will literally pull from the agencies here for like the bigger roles, and then whatever they can't either they can't find or is like the small stuff like background or like the day play roles,
Yeah.
then they'll reach out on like Actors Access or MexicoFilm.com and look for people. Um, but if you want to get the roles that are speaking, that are paying better, stuff like that, yeah, it helps to have an agent here.
Agent or a manager.
Hmm. Yeah, well,
And
managers aren't as big here. There's only that I know of. There's only one official agent. I mean, sorry, manager here. They're also based out of LA. So
oh,
that's
okay.
Optimism. They're called Optimism.
Yeah.
Mexico's not a huge market for managers just yet. It's mostly just agents.
Oh, wow. That's so interesting. You definitely have to do your research, I guess, in a way, and before
Yeah.
you do anything and make sure you have a job. Or maybe not, like move to New Mexico, do whatever part-time job while you still book roles,
Yeah.
right? Yeah,
Yeah, for sure. I mean, and that's anywhere.
that's true.
Unless you have like savings, like my girlfriend and I, we had savings
Yeah,
from a
that's so
project like
good.
yeah, we had savings both from our jobs, and we both were cast in a national commercial that
Yeah,
paid us pretty nicely.
nice.
That allowed us to have a little bit of a buffer here, so we can just kind of be like, now we just want to focus 100% on our career. So,
Yes, you guys deserve it. I can't wait to see what you guys do. I'm excited for you guys. Yeah, you know it's
really,
you're gonna be big. You're gonna be big.
for sure, I want to
Thanks.
see project you're going to be in and stuff like that. I mean, I know this is your show, but can I ask you a question?
Yeah, of course.
What do you want to do in terms of your career? Like, where do you want to go? Like, do you want to go to LA? Do you want to go to New York? Do you want to go to Chicago, New Mexico? Do you TV, film? What kind of roles? That's a lot of questions. How about we start with
Yeah,
film?
I
Where
got
do you
you.
want to move to?
So
This is why I don't
initially,
do. This is why I don't do. Like, this is why I'm not a host. I'd be like, this. All right, answer.
you asked a good question. I was like, yeah, I got you. But initially, like I didn't know I wanted to do acting. Like I did want to always be in entertainment, and my first thing was to be an entertainment reporter. So that's why
Oh
I got
no.
into news. Yeah, and I used to work local news here. but I never
Mm.
did reporting. I did more production and editing wise. So,
Oh,
but
okay, cool.
initially, like my dream was to move to LA to be on E News. But unfortunately, E News moved to New York already. So I don't want to move to New York. Nothing against New York, but that's not my dream. So now with Albuquerque coming on, like now I'm thinking about it, and then talking with you, I'm like, okay, maybe I should move to Albuquerque. I am married, so I mean, I don't know. Like, there's a lot of things that take play. You know what I mean? Like, everyone's life will change. You know,
Yeah,
but within like film, like I want to act for sure because I love telling a story. I love comedy. I feel like I could be so funny, like in a
yeah,
comedy or something. You know,
yeah.
I love
It'd
to
be great.
write
Yeah,
scripts. Like I love to tell a story, and like I have written scripts with one of my friend. I read another script, and of course it takes a while, right? Like to like make sure it like forms nicely and everything. I like to
absolutely.
produce. Like I kind of want to
Hmm.
do it all within the film industry. I want to produce
Of
as
course.
well, and maybe direct a little, maybe assistant director, not director, but like
Yeah,
yeah, like I still love like just being on set, like as an actress or even in production or like
yeah,
that's what I want to do initially. Yeah, that's what I'm aiming to. That's like my next goal. I did news already. Now this is my next goal. I need to like I'm
yeah,
gonna get it. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like ah
Absolutely. I mean, that's great, and you're gonna do it. Absolutely. You have a lot of drive and a lot of energy. You're gonna go for it, which is great. And
yeah.
uh, and I agree with you on wanting to do everything, and that's how I am too. And
Hmm.
like I've worked behind the scenes. I mean, like I've been a gaffer, I've
Yeah.
been a PA, I've done it all. So like I appreciate the behind the scenes stuff
Yeah.
and the not so glamorous jobs that people are just like, I don't want to do that. And of course, I've done the in front of stuff, and I do want to produce as well. I kind of want to direct.
Yeah.
Uh, Producing is both producing and directing are can be rough,
Yeah.
and
But
you
it's
gotta
like
have
that
patience.
challenge, you know? I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, I want that challenge. I just want to, it just seems like so much fun and challenging, and you'll
Oh,
grow a lot too. Directing, I'm kind of scared of, I want to direct, but I'm scared of it because you're in charge. Like, you're in
charge.
charge.
And
Yeah.
at the end of the day, if
Yeah.
your project, especially if it's like a project to see some financial gain,
Hmm.
if it does well or it flops, that's on you. Like
Exactly.
not so
Yeah.
much you and the producers and stuff like that. It'd be like, well, your movie bombed.
The
What's
director.
up? Or if it succeeds, it's like, yeah.
Yeah.
But if it
Yeah.
doesn't, it'll be like, it didn't succeed. I'm gonna go hide in a hole now.
Exactly. Like
So,
I've done a short film. It didn't come out, but I did a full short film like with some of my friends, and I directed it. But it was like hard. It was really hard because it was the script I wrote, but I had to know what I wanted in that. Like tell the actor like don't not necessarily tell him how to act, but tell him like so think about when your dog died or whatever it is, you know, whatever the scene is. Like it's hard, man. It is hard, but it was a good learning experience. But yeah, like
yeah. No, I feel you. I mean, directing is hard, especially uh, when it's your baby. Like you wrote it. Like you're not just director and the writer.
writer.
Um, and it's hard because you have a certain vision in your head,
Yeah,
but at the same time, you have to realize that you hired someone else to do it or to
yeah,
help you put it out there. So at the end of the day, no matter like both the actors and the director, or not both, but everybody involved has to realize that filming or any kind of acting, theater,
hmm,
music videos, whatever, it's a collaborative process. Any kind of art that requires more than one person is
yeah,
collaborative. So I think that's where some of there's a give and take no matter what. Like you can hire as a director, you can hire the actors. You're like, all right, this is what I want. At the same time, you hired those actors to give you, in a sense, their version of what you want.
that's
So it's kind of
true.
pulling and tugging. There's gonna be times where you're like, "What?" It's
Yeah.
probably like, "Dude, what are you doing?" I'm like, "Well, what do you want?" I'm like, "This is what I'm giving you. You hired me, bro. Sign.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
my picture, my project. Sign." Like, yeah.
Yeah. And it's
So that's the
initially a
challenge of it.
risk, huh? It's a
Oh,
risk you take. Like you don't know if it's gonna do good or not.
yeah. You have no idea. No one knows because especially film and TV that take months and or years to produce and
Yeah.
then put out. I mean, I've done projects that still aren't done.
Yeah.
I've done 3 or 4 years. I've done other parties that have been like the turnaround was like a month. And I was like, whoa, the time
That's
flew
like
by.
so fast. Yeah,
Yeah, like
that's true.
I had a commercial come out in El Paso
Oh,
recently.
okay. Really?
uh,
That's cool.
yeah, like super. It was, and I had no lines in it, but I shot that commercial 4 years ago, and it just came out like last month.
Wait, what?
Huge commercial,
Are you serious?
100%.
I need to
I,
look for it.
yeah, I will have to. I have the link somewhere. I'll just send it to
Yeah,
you.
yeah, send it to me.
And it's this lawyer guy. He's super cool, by the way. I don't know
Yeah.
why it took so long. And it's funny. I initially didn't know who it was. He messaged me. He's like, "Hey, Malcolm, how you doing, man?" I'm like, "Sup?"
Who's this?
So let's go to his profile. I'm like, "Oh, that's that lawyer guy." Whatever. He's like, "Hey, man. So I know it's been a while, but the commercial's done." I'm like, I'm like, at first I was like, "What commercial?" I'm like, "Oh, that's right." And that's when I first moved back to El Paso in 2016.
Yeah.
And and I shot that back in 2016, and it came out the end of last year, or like 2020. The end of like I think it came out like November. Like people are
Yeah.
like, "Yo, are you in a commercial?" I'm like, "I don't know." A lawyer commercial? I'm like, "What lawyer commercial?" I haven't shot it. I'm like, "Oh, I did
Yeah.
4 years ago." There wasn't even
That's
a movie.
insane.
Like Avatar took that long,
Yeah.
longer, and then this commercial just comes out. I don't know what he was doing or if it was him per se, but
Or
it
what?
came out. I don't know if he was chasing it. People trying to he's like, "Yo, can I have the commercial?" And it took him 4 years. But yeah, came out last month or the month before last,
That's
like in
insane.
November. I'm
Yeah.
like, what? Like I
That's a
shot it in the
thing.
summer of 2016. I remember that. It was the summer of 2016, like on the far west side, like nice area of El Paso.
Yeah.
And
Dad, that's so crazy. Like, that's the thing people have to take initiative, I guess, is that patience. Patience. It's not going to come out right away. And you might not even get your demo reel.
yeah, oh, don't get me started on that.
Well, not your demo reel, like a clip for your reel or whatever.
Yeah,
Like it
again,
might.
don't get me started on that. I love my city. I love my city, but El Paso's notorious for being difficult to get your clips.
They're like,
Sadly,
yeah, we'll
I want
send it. We'll send it.
fix it.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Also, I don't know if you come out on your thing. It probably won't, but I just totally heard my son scream. He's supposed to
Oh,
be.
I didn't
No, no,
hear
you're
it.
fine. My
Do you need to
girlfriend's out
go?
there. No, no,
Okay.
no.
Okay, I
I
was
just
like,
hear,
oh
he's like playing his room, going nah,
no.
nah.
Oh.
I'm like, dude, go
How
to
old
bed.
is your son?
He's 2.
He's two?
Yeah,
The
he's 2.
terrible twos, is that real?
Oh boy, is it? No, no, it's terrific twos.
Yeah.
No, it's terrible. It is with toddlers. There's no in between.
Yeah.
It's either high or low. He's either like, "Woo, I'm gonna be cute for you," ooh, or like, "Ah, rage and I hate everything. Throw this, kick this, punch that." I'm like, there's no.
No.
It's an on and off switch. Like, and like we're learning how to like bring down those temper tantrums because they are. The reason why, at least part of the reason is, and I might be saying the word wrong,
Mhm.
but I read an article where this woman, he screamed again. This woman had this badass career. She's excuse my language. She was I can't remember. She was like either a neurosurgeon or
Mhm.
some kind of like doctor, surgeon, some kind of a surgeon. And she's seen the worst. Like she's like ripping people's guts out. Probably not
Yeah.
that. She's doing something to help people basically, but she's
Yeah.
seen people in the worst positions and like in the horrible pain, and she wouldn't bat an eye. She's in a sense immune to it. And
Yeah.
she said I think she had 2 or 3 kids, and she said the 2-year-olds almost broke her. A
Oh.
woman who's seen the worst, like people in pain and or dying or
Yeah.
die, and having a 2-year-old, she said almost broke her. And I'm like, holy crap. This woman has one of the hardest jobs in the entire world, and she literally said a 2-year-old. The reason why is because they're not logical creatures, not yet. They're
Yeah.
just not. They do things, and I heard I might be saying this wrong, but there's 700 billion neurons per second being fired in their brains, and that's what just like like not million, billion
Millions.
per second.
That's
I'm like,
crazy.
I had to remember that. I'm just like, and then when I'm having like my dad moments, I'm just like, oh my god, I just want to
Yeah.
go in my room and like cry. Then I remember her. I'm like, oh, this is normal.
Yeah,
This is absolutely
it
normal.
does happen. Well, I don't
Wait,
have kids, so I'm like, I have no idea. I'm a dog mom. I'm a dog mom. I'm just kidding.
they have like terrible like 2 months.
Yeah,
It's
that's
just age
crazy.
factor. Like, don't pee on that. Don't pee on that. Stop chewing that, and then it's done.
Oh, a quick story. My friend's daughter's son. So they told me that I guess he was 2 or 3. I think he's 2 or 3. But I guess he pooped in his pants and like he to get it out. He took it out and put it on the wall. Does that happen to
Yeah.
you?
Close. I
Oh
mean,
no.
I have my stories where he 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 hasn't grabbed it. Thankfully, I mean, there was a time where literally we're going to take a bath. I'm like, all
Yeah.
right, I got him undressed, and I'm running the water, and I turn around, he's against the wall and just shat on the wall. Just, I don't understand how it got so high.
Yeah.
He's
He's
not tall. I'm just like, no, he was just like literally back against the wall. I'm like, and I saw like pee. I was like, all right, dude, you peed. It's okay. And I was like, it happens. I moved him, poop on the wall. I was like, I just laughed. I was like, I'm like, that's kind of funny. I don't know how that happened, but just, I was like,
any celebrities you worked with already or anybody you met and are they cool? And can you mention names?
yeah. So I will say, um, unfortunately, even though I did not do the harder they fall, I was on there for a good 2 weeks. And I was
Yeah.
training, and I'm bummed about it because the cast was so amazing. Idris Elba is cool as hell, and we only
Yeah.
met him for all of like a minute or two. Um, that dude's mad tall, by the way. He's like
Really?
6'3". I didn't know
What?
that.
Yeah.
He's tall. And he was just chilling at the Netflix studios in Santa Fe, and he's like, "So guys, I can't do the British accent. It's terrible. I can do a better British
What's
accent,
up,
but
guys? No, I don't know. I don't know.
I might." That was totally awesome. And then
Yeah, it
he was
was
super
awesome.
cool. And then we kind of my brother and I, because my brother and I were both on it, um, met Wesley Snipes.
Oh,
Dude is
wow.
mad funny, super funny.
Yeah.
um, met uh Sterling K. Brown, who's really really cool. He's on I
Uh-huh.
don't This Is Us. It's a TV show on like ABC or whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, I've seen it. That's
yeah,
cool.
he's super super cool. And then this is all from the same movie, by the way.
Like you're on set, and if you're working with a celebrity, you can't really be fangirling or whatever. You can't be like a fan because that's a little unprofessional, right?
Oh, super unprofessional because they just want to do the work and because they're regular people. I am lucky for me. I don't get starstruck. And I
Yeah.
don't. I was excited. I was like, oh, that's really cool. I was just like, dope. I wasn't like, oh my god, it's freaking Wesley Snipes. I was very
Yeah.
cool. I was like, oh, that's freaking Blade, man. I
Yeah.
was
Oh,
just
yeah, he's awesome.
like, huh, cool guy. And I don't know. I've always been that way. I don't get star. I get starstruck by professional wrestlers. And I think
Mhm.
the reason why I don't get starstruck by actors is because I see them as either current or potential coworkers.
Mhm.
You know,
That's
always be like,
true.
yo, when you go to work,
Can I take
yo,
a picture?
man,
What's
man,
up?
what, yo, you look dope, manager. You know,
Yeah,
so I'm just kind of like, hey, nice to meet you. I love your work, blah blah blah, and that's it.
that's it.
Just carry on. I also
Your son again?
yes.
I didn't hear it though. I just assumed.
Okay, good. I also got to meet. I didn't really meet them because I was just. This is where I was just doing extra work at this point. But Ashton Kutcher was. I did a movie with Ashton Kutcher, or I was in a scene with Ashton Kutcher.
Yeah.
Uh, he's also very tall.
I bet.
He kept himself, and that was the way I was talking about. Where they had the onset acting coach. So
Oh.
yeah, a lot of these movies have acting coaches. So
Did you make the scene like with Ashton Kutcher? Or did
I have
they
no idea. They
Oh.
only. I think they're still filming.
Oh, no way. Oh,
Yeah, I
that's
did like maybe last month or 2 months ago. No, I ain't that long.
okay.
Month and a half ago or something.
Yeah.
So
That's so cool. It's funny you
It's
mentioned.
either or just wrapped.
Oh, okay. I like Ashton Kutcher. He's funny.
Yeah,
He's so
it's
funny.
so this movie won't be out until maybe 2022
Uh huh.
or later. So
Or 4 years later. I just kidding. Or 4 years later. I don't
oh
know.
gosh, everybody would have forgotten. You're like,
It's
what?
so funny. It's so
Just gotta
crazy.
do it, forget it. That's it.
Yeah. So Malcolm, acting. So acting is your work. What did I put? So acting is work. Well, obviously, acting takes work, you know? So you have to study the character, keep practicing the craft, but also so much fun when on set and with the crew. That's what I love. Like you could always have fun depending on the crew, but mostly like with the crew, every crew is fun. Like it's always a good environment, I feel. And
Yeah.
when we were on the commercial set, I love how we had a conversation about this. And then I wrote a question for any upcoming actor. I mean, I know we kind of already talked about it in the beginning, but what other advice do you want to give them that you learned during your journey? I know we
Um.
touched about it a little bit, but if there's anything else,
Yeah. Just any like general advice to like any actors and stuff.
yeah,
Um. It's gonna sound so cliche and BS, and like okay, it'll be kind of a long-winded one, but like just don't stop. And I know it's not necessarily advice, but here's what I mean by that is you're gonna have people in your life that are
yeah,
gonna be like, my son's screaming. Okay, anyway, you're gonna have people in your life who are gonna be like, why are you acting? It's dumb. It's never gonna happen. Get a real job. And I'm not talking about like distant people. I'm talking about people closest to you, your best friends, your mama, your dad. Well, I'm
they
not
don't
talking
understand. Like they don't get
about
it. Yeah, they're
exactly. And
acting film. What do you mean?
right?
Yeah.
And this is how you know I'm a father. I just said mama, dad, dad. My bad. Mama or your dad. Watch you play it back and you'll see you're like, did you say mama, dad, dad? Sorry guys, I'm a dad. I just said your mama, your dad, dad, your grams.
Yeah, I love it.
But really it's like stick to it
Mhm.
and keep learning. Keep learning. I mean like do your research outside of acting. And I think the number one advice I can give you or anybody, and I don't know where I got this from. I don't know if it's Michael Caine or somebody, but someone said, "What's the best advice you can give someone who wants to act?" And it's this or one of these. It's if there's anything else you like, do that.
Yes.
Don't act. And I say it because it is the hardest thing you can choose to do. It's
Yeah.
it takes forever to get there. I mean, there's no rhyme or reason either. You could be literally people have been plucked from the street because they're 6'2", built and delicious looking. You're like, ooh, movie star. And there's people who have been grinding for
Mhm.
20, 30 years who maybe just get bit parts.
It's
Um,
true.
so again, I don't want to discourage anybody, but like if there's anything that you like, even a slightly bit more or equally, do that because this is going to take all your time.
Yeah.
And but positive news, keep grinding, do your work. Don't be a lazy ass actor. I can't stand that. Um,
You gotta study
I
the
know
character.
you got well, not
You
just
have
that. I
to
mean, train,
train.
freaking train. I'm not saying go to school. If you don't have to go to school for acting,
Yeah.
but you better be in classes. You better research what roles you can be good at. Learn your brand. Learn what like what are your favorite shows like, and why are they your favorite shows? Can you truly see yourself in that show, in those kinds of movies? If you want to be an action hero, work out
That's true.
and
That's so true.
work out and take stunts and stuff. Like make yourself useful. Do stuff outside of acting that'll then make you a more a viable choice to pick for that role. Because a lot of people are just like again, I have friends
Hmm.
who are actors who don't take any acting lessons, who don't take any sort of extracurricular stuff to make themselves more of a viable option.
Hmm.
They're just actors. Like that's boring. Be
Yeah.
you. Like and it's so vague. Be you, but being you is more than enough. Because they're like they don't want you to
Yeah.
be some Hollywood version. I just took the longest answer possible
No,
for
I
anything.
love that because
I'm
it
so long-winded.
explains. Yeah, and you have heart, and you want other people to succeed as well, you know?
Mm,
And
I
you
do.
get it.
I do. I get it. I get it
Yeah,
because
you get it.
I get it, and surround yourself with people who get it. I mean, that's
Yes.
the best thing is to surround yourself with like-minded people because it's gonna be hard. Like, I'll be honest, I've lost friendships, I've ruined relationships because of my career. Not because I did anything bad, but like they didn't understand it, or they're just like, well, this is dumb, or didn't take it
Yeah.
anywhere. So find like-minded people and don't quit. I don't know if you can hear that.
Yes.
I guess he's in trouble.
No, no, we're almost done. We're almost done. We're almost done.
Oh, you're fine. You're
Okay.
fine. You're fine. My girlfriend is probably just like, he's annoying right now.
No,
You're
but
fine.
don't.
Take your time.
We're like already to the almost to the end, but yeah, that's what I wanted to touch base is like your journey and you giving advice, and because a lot of people
Yeah.
in the midst of the chaos, there's always a blessing, and in the midst of the chaos, a lot of people want to quit, and I'm a victim of that too, and I'm sure you felt like that too, right? But
Yeah. Oh,
it's
yeah.
it's so important. Yes, keep taking class, keep growing in your craft, and if you don't love it, then don't do it. And the love of film, you know, like, I love it. I
Love
love
of
it.
film. Don't do it if you like it. You have to love it. Like, you just have
Yes,
to.
it's exhausting. It's a good exhausting, if that makes sense. Yeah,
Because even when you do make it and do good stuff, now you're on set for 12 to 16 hours a day, 5 days a week, maybe six.
yeah,
Then that's I'm away from your kids, your husband, your wife, your dogs.
that's your
That's what it is.
job.
For 3 months, 6 months, like they literally like Lord of the Rings. They were in
Yeah,
New Zealand for a year and a half. A year and a
yeah.
half to film all the movies back to back to back.
Games of
It's
Thrones
crazy.
too. I feel kind of like the same thing.
Game of
They're
Thrones
like
everywhere. Good lord.
tedious,
Yeah,
tedious production.
yeah. They filmed like a year.
Yeah,
Like they filmed like for a year each time. So it's you have to love it. That's it. You gotta love it.
love that. All right, Malcolm. So, any like future projects we could see you in, and also your what are your social media handles before we go?
Sure. Well, I'm currently working on a short film. Don't know the name of it because the director's not giving it to us yet.
Yeah.
I don't even know my character's name yet, but he's keeping it super secretive at the moment.
Oh, okay.
I tell you, I don't know what it is. I just know my character is H. So I have no idea what this. I know what it's about. I just don't
Okay.
know what it's called. So I'm
Yeah.
doing a movie now, and then anything else that I mean, I guess in the year or two when the movie with Ashton Kutcher comes out, you might see a glimpse of me. Maybe,
I
maybe
hope
not. I don't know.
so. That'd be cool.
I hope so too. And right now it's just a bunch of auditioning. My handles,
What are your social media handles?
my social is Malcolm Stokes on Facebook. Just Malcolm Stokes. One L people. If you put two, you won't find me. Instagram is Malcolm_Stokes. Twitter, I don't know. I don't use it very much. I'm gonna say just Malcolm Stokes. You'll
Malcolm
find me.
Stokes.
Yeah, and then I think that's it, right?
Yeah.
That's all I have.
I'm all
And
yeah.
then
I just have you on
Snapchat.
Instagram. Like yeah. And you know what? If you guys
Yeah,
if you guys follow
right,
Malcolm on
exactly.
Instagram, his stories are funny. You always entertain me with your stories. I love it. Yeah. There was
Like
one.
I'm bored during quarantine.
There was one before we go real quick that made me laugh. Like you were crying. You were crying in your story. And I'm like, what? Did something happen? Like I had to like, like keep going with the story before I messaged you because I would have messaged you. And then I think it was
Yeah.
because it was a hot sauce was so hot. Was
No,
it that?
I was
No?
cutting onions. I was cutting onions.
Oh,
Yeah. It
I
was
was
a
like, what was the ending? Oh, that's right. That's right.
I've had onions that made my eyes water, but I don't know what it was about this onion. It was the strongest onion known to man. When I cut it, I was like, "Oh my god!" It was just like, I was like, "Oh, dude, I have to do this." I had so many messages. People be like, "I hate you." I thought something was wrong. I was like, "That's not like Malcolm to post something emotional that's real because he's very private. He's not going to post his emotional stuff."
Yeah.
And You got me. I was just like, dude, I don't know if I saved. I hope I saved it.
Yeah, you know what? If you go in your story archives, you can repost, or you should be able to. You should be able to do that. Yeah. Yeah.
I might do it again.
You should. I was like, Malcolm is. Oh my God, Malcolm! And then I'm like, oh, like.
My bad.
It was funny. You got us. You got us. I love it. So thank you so much, Malcolm, for joining me today on the Chat Mini Podcast. And please click the subscribe button, guys, and catch up on the previous episodes. I'll catch you all next time.
Subscribe to your girl. Do it.